Hiya, Mick here. I've done up a slightly different video today. Today what I've done is I've drawn a map of the garden. So I started off with an aerial photograph, and fair enough, you could just stick with the aerial photograph, you don't have to change it. But what I've done is I've drawn over it, just using some mapping symbols, and I've produced a little legend so you could decipher what those symbols are. What I've done then is I've set myself a little course around the garden, and then I follow around and tag off those features as I go. So the two techniques that I'm using on the way around, the first one is to orientate the map, and in the following bit of the video we'll see, well, how do I orientate the map? And then the second thing then is, well, ticking off the features as I go. What am I going to pass along the way from point to point? So those are really, for me, those are the two most important parts of map work and navigation. So that's orientate the map and what am I going to pass along the way. But you have a look at the video, it's 7 or 8 minutes long probably, but by the end of it, have a good idea. Now you can use it for practice yourself, or maybe you could set some activity for somebody else in the household. Keep safe, be active. So I've got my map out. I'm just going to have a look around and see what's around me, and I can use that to orientate the map. So I look up in front, I see a building. I've got a little wall to my left. I've got a wall to the other side, and I've got the road behind me. So when I look back down at the map, I could use those to orientate the map. So I can see where the building is, and I can see where those two little walls are. So I'm just going to turn the map so it's orientated. I look back up the building again, and there's the little alcove with the front door. Matches up the wee alcove there in the front. Either side of me here I should have a flower bed. So if I look to the left, oh, a little flower bed. And over to the right, a little flower bed. And that green circle then at the end of the flower bed is a big tree. And there's that big tree. So that's the map orientated. So with the map orientated, I've set myself out a little course. So going from the middle of the triangle up to the middle of that circle that's marked number 1. So really what I want to do is keep track of what I'm going to pass along the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head out along the little flower bed on the left, just to the corner of it. I'm going to head straight across to the alcove at the front of the building, and then follow along the edge of the building to the outside corner, and then head to the inside corner to the little number 1. Alright, so as I look up to the end of the flower bed on the left, I'll look back at the map just to check. There I am, yeah. Move on up to the alcove there with the front door, so I'm going to look up for it. Oh yeah. Back down at the map. Now as I turn, I'm turning there, I'm turning the map, and I'm turning it all. So really I want to keep the map orientated and just turn my body instead. So with the map orientated again there now, yeah, along the edge of the building until I get to the corner, and then it should be just one more turn to get to my little control. So I'm at the corner. So again, I'm going to look down at the map. So as I turn, I don't want to turn the map, keep the map orientated to the building and just turn myself instead. And I look up and I can actually see the control there in front of me. So now that I've got number 1, I'm going to head on towards number 2. So the first thing to do is to check that I've got the map orientated. So I'm just looking up here, I can see a wall pushing out from me. I can see my wall isn't quite in line, so I'm just going to turn it so that the two are in line with each other. So I should have a hedge straight out in front of me, yep. And I should have another wall round to my left, yep. I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to go around the building. I'm going to look for that footpath that runs down through the middle of the garden, and then looking for a distinctive tree down over to the left. So I'll tip on. So out to the corner, and again keep the map orientated as I turn. So keep the map orientated. Yeah. Move along. And again I'm keeping the map orientated all the way. So as I look at along the edge of the building here, the map isn't quite, that's more like it there now. I'm going to move along. I'll be looking out for this footpath on my left. Yeah, footpath on the left. Oh, I can see the end of it there now. So I'll move over towards that now. So it should be straight down under the little building pass through. Oh look, a little pergola. And then over to the left to find this tree. So I'm in the little underpass now, I've still got the map orientated. You can see the path running out ahead of me. And as I come out, I'm looking towards the left. There's a bit of dense vegetation. As I come out, I can see that dense vegetation. Now I'm looking to turn left. But again, I don't want to turn the map, I just want to turn me. So keep the map orientated and just turn myself instead. And as I look forwards, I can see a tree on the left there. I can't quite see mine yet, but it should be around the edge of that vegetation. So we move on round so you can spot it. So just around to the right here, we're hoping to see a little tree under control. And there we are. So I'm ready to head for number 3 now. I'm still beside my control here, but I want to make sure to orientate the map before I go. So I'm looking around me. What do I see? I've got the big piece of dense vegetation here. Yeah. I've got the hedge and I've got the little underpass that we came through earlier. So something like that. Yeah, I'd be happy enough with that. So what am I going to pass on the way to number 3? I'm going to pass a little tree over here on the right. Yeah. I'm not going to go in through the underpass this time. I'm just going to go, well, bypass it. Along the edge of a building. Turn right and it should be a little, well, water feature. Maybe it's a water tank. Yeah, so passing the tree, passing the underpass, pass along the back of a building. As I turn right, I should see a, well, I'm saying water tank. So along we go. So that's the tree passed. There's the underpass. There's a, well, scattered trees. And that's that with the yellow dots. There's the back of the building I want to go along. So I'm at the corner there now, and as I turn right I should see a water tank. So turn right, water tank, and there's my little control. So I'm ready to go from here now to the finish. So I'm at the water tank, and again, get the map orientated. It's pretty much the first thing to do every time. So to orientate the map here, I've got a fence along there. I'm in the corner of a building as well. And I've got this little shed behind me too. So I can see there's the little shed, there's the water tank, there's the fence. So just turn. As I look up, there's the fence, lined up as it is in my map. So I'm going to go down that little alleyway to the end of a flower bed, and then just follow along the edge of the grass. When I get to the corner of the grass, should be a big tree in front of me, and hopefully another cone as well. So along the edge of the fence, there's this flower bed. There's the edge of the grass. I'm going to look down at the map just to check again. So I've let the map slip now. I haven't got it orientated, so I'm going to orientate it to the edge of the grass. Yeah, I'm at the edge of the flower bed. So I should pass a little tree on my left before I get to that corner, and then the finish itself not too far ahead. So there's that little tree on our left. There's the corner of the grass, and you can see the big tree up ahead and our control just underneath it.